If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 187 of the My Player series here on FIFA 15. We start with an away game today against Zer Gotha and hopefully we can come away with another 3 points. We could do with some points in the league. Obviously we missed a couple of games in La Liga thanks to injury, but our second game will be our first foray into the Champions League this season. Obviously we missed the European Super Cup game against Schalke, but the first Champions League game we will be available for. But we got 3-0 win against Rayo Vallecano last time out with a hat-trick. And then for England, we weren't overly impressive. A 0-0 draw against Russia and a 1-0 defeat against Sweden means that we really need to step things up for the upcoming games to hopefully get ourselves towards the top of the table here with Real. Because of the hat-trick against Rayo Vallecano, we'll play in pink, shall we? That clashes with my hair, but never mind. There were a couple of people calling for me to step it up to Legendary in this particular series and play on a higher difficulty. And that would be the obvious thing to do. However, we tried that last year and obviously we found that unfortunately the opposition CPU just do nothing but play possession football for the entirety of the game. We were at Bayern Munich when we tried it, and the opposition, we were playing like Hoffenheim, and Hoffenheim had like 75% possession. It was a 0-0 draw with like a single chance at each end of the pitch for the entire 90 minutes, and it's just not entertaining on Legendary. So that's the reasoning why we're staying on World Class, is to keep the series entertaining, and obviously it was Rayo Vallecano that we played against, so obviously we were going to do well. When we played tougher opposition with England against Russia and Sweden, it wasn't that easy, and we really struggled. So World Class, I think, is the right difficulty, and we will continue to be on World Class, but that's my reasoning for not stepping it up to Legendary, for those of you that were asking in the comment section of the previous video. But hopefully we can get a good result here against Zer Gotha, another side that you would expect us to be doing quite well against, having recently been promoted back into La Liga from Liga Adelante. So again, we'll be expecting a decent result for us, even though we're away from home. And then against CSKA in the Champions League, that could be quite a difficult game. So hopefully we can have a good season, and hopefully we can have a good episode again. And if you enjoy, drop the video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll jump into the action. Tazi through to Tierno. Got a man in space here, Hadzik, who could have run around the outside the defence there, but instead he's decided to take it wide. Could still get the cross in though. Nice little back heel to Schmidt. Is the cross going to come in now from Schmidt? No. They do have two people in space on the edge of the box though. One of them is Tazi, playing a bit too much possession football here, Zaragoza. I think they're overplaying it slightly, and we've been able to get a tackle in through Casemiro, but this has been a weird one so far. Zaragoza, I was mentioning about Legendary, the CPU just keeping a lot of possession, not really doing anything with it. Actually, Zaragoza has started to do that here on World Class, so that kind of proves my point, I guess, to a certain extent, but we have the chance for a counter-attack now. I'll call for it here from Hesse. It's Hesse Rodriguez, not James or Jose that's playing in this one. We do have three J. Rodriguez's at the club. I'll try and pass this off. Look for a teammate. Twilight dives in. It could still go over the line, but the Silva Pinto lunges to grab the ball before it does so. We've got three J. Rodriguez's at the club. Jose, Hesse, and our 92 rated James. So it's going to be quite difficult and quite confusing at times for me as a commentator if I just see J. Rodriguez, but hopefully it will say Hesse, James or Jose over their names, or over their heads, like you can see Tarsi and then Suarez Pierre. So it might be a little bit easier for me as a commentator, but in the opening lineups where it just says J. Rodriguez, so I've no idea which one. I thought it was James starting out wide for this game, but it wasn't. It's actually Hesse. But 0-0 so far as Twilight picks himself up a booking for not the best of tackles, to be completely honest. Completely got done by the midfielder there. But yeah, opening games, or opening half an hour or so to this point, been pretty even actually. We had that chance just now, but Zaragoza have kept a lot of the ball away from us, which is fair. They're playing at home. They want to do what they can to keep the ball away from us to stop us from scoring, but fingers crossed, sooner rather than later, we'll be able to make the breakthrough. Tierno, he's got a couple of options, one of which is Willian Jose. He's Hadzik, Eldin Hadzik down the left-hand side for them. Commits the defender there, Willian, and he's been able to find Tarsi. Although the rest of the defenders, I was going to say, seem to be quite composed, but eventually they have a shot. Defenders seeming to want to lunge in. Perhaps they're getting frustrated at the amount of possession that Zaragoza are having, but they caused a good save, or drew a good save out of Pacheco there. That's the first chance they've actually had all game. to actually cause us some problems, and if it weren't for Abner on the line there, I have the funny feeling they might have actually taken the lead there as well. Tarsi here trying to work the ball back into the box, but we are going to get it cleared. That was the closest either side have come to a goal so far. Brilliant header at the near post, and we were very fortunate that the left back was on hand to clear it off the line, so I don't think the goalkeeper was going to get there. Eldin turns inside. They could have another chance here, Zer Gotha. They've stood it up into the box again, but we are going to get it away now. 10 minutes still to go in the first half, and we stay at 0-0. Casemiro works it into me quite nicely. We use our good dribbling feet to commit the defender and get away. Here's Thurs. Is he going to use Kroos? He is. Where's Tony going to go? Nice turn. Out wide to Danny Carvajal. I'll call for the cross. That's a gorgeous ball in. There's a header. That's 1-0 Real Madrid. What a cross from Danny Carvajal. That is an absolute whip. You couldn't have asked for a better cross. From your right back as well. He's not even a winger, but oh, that was gorgeous. It was a simple task for us at the back post just to nod it in. That is one of the best crosses, most pinpoint and perfectly placed crosses we've seen all series long. And we're on hand to score the header as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Carvajal. We will do our trademark celebration. And it's Real Madrid 1, Zer Gotha 0. Twarzijk down the line looking for Jesse Rodriguez. Can he get a cross in? He's going to work it to Twarzijk. I'll call for it here. Try and keep it away from the defenders, but my dribbling isn't quite good enough. We might still get an opportunity though. Twarzijk gets tackled. Casemiro breaking into the box. Do I call for a pass again? I'm just going to leave him to it for now. Twarzijk finds me. We'll go for the cracker. Good save by De Silva Pinto. First chance of the second half has come and gone after just 3 minutes. Hopefully it won't be long before we're able to extend our lead, although I'm quite happy with the 1-0. The way that Zer Gotha have played so far, they've kept the ball very well, but they haven't really threatened us. So I think one goal could be enough, but it's always nice to have a little bit of a cushion. So if we can get a second, I would like to, and Cruz might be able to find me here. We may be able to instantaneously get that second, and we have done. Real Madrid 2, Zer Gotha 0. Lovely ball by Toni Kroos. That's our second and Real's second of the game, and there is that cushion that we said we wanted. Could be game over now. Kroos into me. Man making some runs on the far side. Lovely little outside the boot ball to Jesse Rodriguez. Now can he get a cross in? Or perhaps even go solo. Jesse Rodriguez. Oh, shot deflected and goes out for a corner. Thought we were going to get ourselves an assist there. Jesse, he just walked through the advertising hoardings as well. But it was a really good run. Shame he couldn't go through the entirety of their defence as well as the advertising hoardings. But we'll see if we can get a header at the near post here from the corner. I'm going to rise. I'm not going to get even challenged for it, apparently. Shoop's going to have it, though, on the edge of the box. Ping it out wide to Toni Kroos again. He's got a man down the line. He's got nowhere to go here, Toni Kroos, and they are going to get it away. But that was a really nice run by Jesse. Hopefully he can do that more often if he starts on that left-hand side, trying to make the most of this appearance, because obviously Cristiano Ronaldo starts the majority of the games on that left wing. But really nice run. Just a shame he couldn't finish it off and get us an assist for a third goal of the game. Here's Goretzka. Into Casemiro, back to Goretzka. I'm inside here if he needs me. He's going to use Casemiro again. I mean, they're playing it about quite nicely here on the right-hand side. We're not really getting anywhere, though. They really do enjoy playing it to each other, though, Goretzka and Casemiro. There's 2 minutes left to go. We might get a third from here. It's weird that they've not closed down our midfielders at all there. Here's James to Goretzka. There's the cross. It's going to go towards Jesse. It's Cristiano Ronaldo, actually, who's come onto the pitch as we were taking that throw-in for Jesse. And Kroos has found me. Oh, that was meant to be a Ronaldo chop inside, but never mind. I see Casemiro in that gap. Is he going to pass it forward? He is. Here's James in the middle waiting for a pass. Casemiro, really nice move, ends in a third goal for Real Madrid, and that is definitely game over. So 3-0 win against Vallecano in the last episode in the league, and that's a very good finish from Casemiro, and a 3-0 win against Real Zaragoza here in the second game of La Liga for us this season, although we've only scored 2 in this one, whereas we scored a hat-trick last time, but that doesn't matter. The team is getting the win, 3 goals again, and that will definitely rise us further up the La Liga table. That's game over then, 3-0 the final score. As you might expect, that goal from Casemiro was pretty much the last action of the game. They had half an attack, Zaragoza, but they just didn't really threaten all game. 2 goals for us, a 7.5 rating. For 2 goals, 7.5, not entirely too sure about that. They did have the majority of possession, Zaragoza, but we actually had a better percentage of it in that second half than we did in the first. Barcelona got a 3-0 win though, so they will stay above us, but we do have a game in hand, I think, on a couple of the sides above us in the league. I will just quickly check and see where we are in the league. This is going to be the first Champions League game of the season against CSKA. We've also got Napoli and Olympiacos in our group, which is a difficult group actually, but we'll have a look, see where we are in La Liga. We are 7th. No, we don't have a game in hand. I thought we had a game in hand. Never mind, we're on 7 points, having 1-2, drawn 1 and lost 1, although the draw and the defeat we weren't involved in. So since we've been in the side, it's played 2-1-2. Hopefully we can continue that. Sevilla are the only side to remain with a 100% record, although there are 4 or 5 sides that remain unbeaten this season. But we'll jump into the game against CSKA then, and hopefully we can get a decent start to our European season as well as our domestic one. Coentrell's on a run. He's taken it past one player already and then decided he's had enough and turned around and gone inside to Sami Khedira. Well, he got a little bit adventurous to start off with and then decided, no, you know what, that's enough for me. Sami Khedira's been found by Ronaldo. That's a very deep cross, but Goretzka will pick up on it and he's found me. First touch is decent. Oh, the power to take it past Akinfeev. We've immediately scored. Champions League campaign getting off to a perfect start so far. 3.5 minutes in, we're 1-0 up already. Coentrell went on that run and I was just too busy taking the mickey out of him, but I don't know what the keeper's doing there. If I just hit that too hard for him. He didn't touch it. I thought he might have got something on it. I would have liked to have seen that from behind, but never mind. I mean, we'll take a 1-0 lead. I didn't expect that shot to actually end up going into the back of the net. I just had a pop for the sake of having a pop. Real Madrid 1, CSKA Moscow 0. Shenikov inside to Musa. Very, very fast, obviously. Ahmed Musa out to Eremenko. Finnish midfielder tries to square it to the middle. That was a terrible pass. Khedira's. Oh, I've done well to win that actually. Here's James. I'll call for it down the line then. Let's try and immediately turn inside the defender. That didn't work, so we'll try and do it with a Blurb spin instead. That one has worked. Now, do I lay it off to a teammate or do I go solo? Well, Sami Khedira has drawn the man across, so we'll go solo, but it's gone straight at the goalkeeper, unfortunately. A chance to make it 10 minutes in, but we have to stay at 1-0 for now. I'm going to pass it inside to Musa. Musa's waiting for it. He keeps making moves to try and find some space, and eventually his teammate finds him. But Musa doesn't really know where to go here. Ran around in circles. That's a lovely ball, though. Alan Zagoev has to do better. He's clean through one-on-one there. He's got to volley that. If he wants to head it, he's got to dink it over the top of the goalkeeper. That was a glorious opportunity for CSKA to get themselves back on level terms. And Alan Zagoev has absolutely wasted it. Musa threads it through towards Zagoev, but it's been picked off. I'll try and find James then. We will do, and he'll get it out to Cristiano. Going on a rapid run there, but Cristiano doesn't choose to use me. Here's Sami Khedira though. He will use Dani Carvajal on the right hand side. Is he going to squeeze it through this gap? One of them? No. They're playing a nice 1-2, or a 1-2-3, or a 1-2-3-4. Yep. There's plenty of space for Leon Goretzka on that right hand side. James is going to use me. I'm going to try and finesse it into this top. Oh shit me, I thought that was in. I thought that was going to bury itself in the top corner. I was certain when that left my boot that was going to whip into the top corner. It was actually lower than it looked from the previous camera angle, and perhaps a little bit further wide than it looked from the previous camera angle, but that was a decent chance. And Tony Kroos is going to come on for Sami Khedira. German for German, and we'll see if we can extend our lead. Big throw coming from Rasmus Elm. That is a very big throw. Nessid's underneath it. Tries to knock it on. Coentrell will slash it clear. Jesse Rodriguez has just come on for Leon Goretzka on the right-hand side. So we do now have 2 J. Rodriguez's on the field at the same time. But it will say Hesse and James above their names. So we shouldn't get too confused. Here's Luka Modric into Ronaldo. I'll leave Cristiano to it. I trust him with the ball, to be completely honest. He goes for the ping, looking out wide for Hesse, but Shenikov wins the header and the danger is gone. Ronaldo down the line. We'll try a little fake turn inside. You're not getting past me, son. There we go. Lovely little McGeady spin. I see Hesse making the run at the back post, but I don't feel confident to find him. There's too many defenders in the way. I do want to try and find a teammate here. It's just finding the right pass at the right time. There's James. He's going to have the shot. I was actually going to call for that back, to be completely honest, but Ronaldo's found me again. I'll try and squeeze it through that gap, looking for Luka Modric. He might have the shot. He has done, and drawn a good save out of Akinfeev. We've still got it. Here's Luka Modric again. I'll get myself in the box for a cross that may come. I say may come, has come now. James underneath it, knocks it down to Ronaldo. Ronaldo will probably shoot here, and, well, did, but that was not very Cristiano-esque, was it? Here's Sekou Olise. Plays it forward to Zaneev, perhaps. I'm not really too sure how to pronounce that. Zaneev. There's DZ and H. They don't really go together in English, but they clearly go together in Russian. I might get on the end of this. No. Here's Rasmus Elman Troshekin. You're going to work the ball forward. Don't turn around, son. You need a goal. Rasmus Elm out wide to Nasid. Tries to dink over the top, but should be dealt with by the defenders. Isn't. Drops to Eremenko. Back heel to Janeyev. Should have a shot. Doesn't. Squares it to Trosekin. They're going to find a shot eventually. Vitinho. Trosekin again. Into the box. Vitinho is 1-1. They have worked that very nicely. Overplayed it slightly, but they were still able to get that chance in the end. There was a lot of white shirts back there, and he's just played it through that gap. Vitinho, keeper's dived the wrong way. Defenders tried to block it in front of him and missed it. And there you go. 1-1. CSKA get themselves back in the game. That's a very good finish, actually, from Vitinho. That's impressive to squeeze that in that near post. Pacheco, though, you can see clearly distraught at losing his clean sheet. Well, that isn't necessarily how we expected today's second game to go. We've dominated the game to this point. We just haven't been able to find that second goal, and it looks like it's going to cost us. Here's Vitinho down the right-hand side. CSKA may even have the chance to win this yet. Vitinho with a shot blocked. Tony Cruz needed to get across to that. That could have been a chance for CSKA to win it with the last kick of the game. Fortunately for us, it isn't, and we do get a 1-1 draw. Things could have gone from bad to worse there. We dominated up until like the 87th minute, and then they could have won it at the end of the game. 9 shots, 6 on target. They had more possession again, but not as many chances. We'll just have to take a point and settle for a point. What was the other result in our group? Napoli beat Olympiacos 2-0 away from home. So Napoli will be top. You'd presume we're second in the group, and CSKA will be third, and then obviously Olympiacos bottom. But that's going to bring today's episode to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Got a very busy month of September, so we'll have Real Sociedad, and who is that? Core. Oh no, I don't want to advance to there. Who's Core? Is that Cordoba? I think it might be Cordoba. I will just check out of curiosity. Yes, Cordoba in 12th position. So we'll have Sociedad, David Moyes' Sociedad and Cordoba in the next episode. But for now, that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything you may have missed. Follow me on all the links in the description down below. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, G2A, and